Hi, this is Stacey. One of my followers contacted me today and asked me a question that I'd like to answer. The question she asked was, I'm 49 years old, I have epilepsy. I've had it since I was 2.5 years old. What do you drink? I drink vitamin water zero, but I want to know if it's good or not to drink it. I read about it and it didn't sound good. I hate plain water. Is there something you know that is healthy to drink, or is vitamin water zero good or bad? I have one of your books. Have you written a new one recently? Well, to answer your question, I personally haven't heard that vitamin water zero is bad for someone who has epilepsy. I personally drink it on occasion, but my preference, I like both flavored water and I like regular water. But when I do like to drink a flavored water, my preference is Fruit 2.0. And the reason why I choose Fruit 2.0 is because I'm not much of a very sweet type of person. I've drank water with flavored water in it, and some of the waters tend to be really sweet, or some of them tend to be a little bit bitter, and some of them are carbonated, and I don't like things that are bitter, and I don't like things too sweet, and I don't like carbonated water. So I try to look for the flavored water that just has that little bit of flavor, just enough to give it a little bit of a taste, other than that plain water taste. And Fruit 2.0 tends to do it for me. And the best way to choose a good water is to look at the back of the ingredients, because it's all about the ingredients. This is how you can tell if something is good or not. A lot of times people try to Google things and they try to figure out what is good and what is not. But the easiest way to do it is to look on the back of a bottle or look in the back of the box and see what's actually in that product. And if something has too much sugar or too much carbohydrates in it, when it comes to a fruit drink, then I would say stay away from it, because you'd be surprised when I was looking for different flavored waters and looking for different juices and stuff, even some of the health juices, they claim to be healthy juices, and I looked in the back and the calorie content or the sugar content was through the roof. So, even though it had the fruit in it and it had the flavor, it actually wasn't that healthy for you. So you really need to pay attention how much sugar and how much carbohydrates are in these fruit drinks that you're looking to drink. And for me, I noticed for my epilepsy, when I had too much sugar or too much carbohydrates, my body tends to not work well. And I notice when I eat things that have high carbohydrates, I notice that I get inflamed. I start to get inflammation in my body. I start to put on water retention. I start to notice my pounds go up, and then I feel sluggish. I feel tired. And then I noticed, in the past with my epilepsy, anytime I had a seizure, I noticed a lot of times, not all, but a lot of times when my weight was up, water weight, I had seizures. So I always tied inflammation as a trigger for me. Everybody has triggers, and I think inflammation was one of them. And I know that carbs and sugars caused a lot of my inflammation. So I always made sure personally that I stood away from high carbonated foods and high foods with high levels of sugar, and that includes drinks as well. So read the ingredients, check it out. If something doesn't have a lot of calories, doesn't have a lot of carbs, doesn't have a lot of sugar intake, then I say that's a good drink to go to. But I personally have not heard that the vitamin water zero is a bad drink. I've drank it and I have no problem with it. But these are my suggestions to you. I think if you look for a drink with low sugar, low carbs, and low calorie intake, that would be sufficient. And just remember, everything we put in our body affects us in some way or another. People don't realize it, but they might feel a certain way, and a lot has to do a lot of times with what we're putting in our body. A lot of the foods we put in our body, the ingredients in the foods that we're eating, does different things to our body and causes us to feel certain ways and can cause different symptoms also. So always be cautious about what you eat, what you put in your body, and always, learn about the ingredients that goes into foods, learn about how it affects your body. And once you become familiarized with all the different things, all the different ingredients out there that they put regularly in a lot of foods, then you'll know what's healthy and what's not healthy. And lately, I've thought about writing a new book, but I haven't had the time. I've been so busy lately, but I would like to write a book in the future. I was thinking about writing maybe a book on epilepsy and talking about diet and talking about essential oils and, going into a little bit further about how different foods and different essential oils can help with epilepsy. So, maybe in the future you'll see something, a new book out there, but for now, I'm just go to my website, thecompleteherbalguide.com. I'm constantly putting new articles about health and fitness and epilepsy. And I also have my cureingepilepsy.com website so that you can go to, and there's a lot of great articles on that one as well. And if you have any questions, anybody about epilepsy, feel free to comment in the box or send me an email, and I'll be happy to answer your question.